I thought I'd give you a little tutorial about the Stella app, which is this one here. I've been using Stella for ages, and it's just a great place to anchor your weekly photos or a project of photos. It's just a really good photo album place. It is a social place as well, so you can get followers and comments. But personally, I find it a really useful photographic document or sketchbook. So these are lots of stories that you can dip into. There are lots of travel stories on Stella. So this is one about Asakusa in Tokyo in Japan. You can add text. This is a nice one. And it's just a personal document. So like I said, these are lots of different ones. You can also go to the Explore page here, and there are all sorts of other ones that you can look at: food and drink, creative, they're all categorised. However, like I said, tend to use it as a sketchbook, a photo document, or a place to park a project, either a personal one or one I've created for someone. But what I really love are creating weekly snaps. And these are basically photographs that I've taken in the week. There may be all sorts of things, things that have inspired compositions on the table. I don't know, painting, films, anything I've seen that I feel is somehow useful visually. So this weekly snaps here has 37 pages, so I'm not going to go through it all, but basically, yeah, I've got flowers, you know, things that I'm out and about doing, little video, turnip there, just quite liked it, found it interesting, the bike, Chelsea Physic Garden, pastels, again, stripes, funny little chair, buttons. So you can upload all sorts of things, as I said, but I'm going to show you how to upload a story, because some people say, oh, it takes ages, and I have basically used a template over and over again, so I can load one up as quickly as possible. So you go to the plus, and I always choose classic, but there are all sorts of different designs you can choose from. Classic, I find, is the simplest one. And then it goes to select your media. What I tend to do first is save the photographs I want to put in a Stella story in an album. So I have put these in September weekly snaps. So all these images here potentially can go in this story. Some of them I haven't edited yet, and some of them I have. So I will choose one for the cover page first. Why not this one with mucky hands? So number one that you choose is always going to be the front cover, but I'll show you later how you can swap them around. So for now, I'm just going to add them this, because this was the order they were taken. Sometimes I don't put them all in. Oh, so 20 is the maximum upload, and then you press import and wait a little while. So as I said, the first one you put on is always going to be the title page. I'm going to change that. You double tap. You can change the font. I prefer it like that, but you have all sorts of different fonts you can use. You can also change the size if you want. I'm going to keep it at 36. You can also change the alignment. and the colour. Second one is where you put your hashtags. So I'm going to put see what I see. There are lots of stories on see what I see. I'll just leave it at that for now. The second page is somewhere where you can add text. I always get rid of that because I don't want to add text. I just want it to be photos. So I've got lots of photos going on here. I quite like, if they're square, changing the layout. So it's a unified look, but it's completely up to you. So I'm going for the third one along, which has no text on it. And then these are all like that, so I just go through changing the layout. So it might take a bit of time, but it's not difficult. What I tend to do as well is I will add an end page. So I'll go back to my album and choose an image I haven't used in the story. Maybe I used this as an end page. And I change the layout for this. I go right to the end, and because there are all sorts of different layouts you can use. Things like this, where you can add text. I quite like that one. But I just always, for the end page, use this. Because I do a very simple thing where I go more at fivefootinf.com. And then I usually do instagram.com/5footinf. Don't actually have to do that because I'll show you how, because you can put links in here. So then to put a link in, copy and paste, I select that, copy, tap again, add link, paste the link in, and then it becomes underlined, so it will take you directly there. And you can do that to anything. It doesn't have to be on a website, it could be on the word more. Copy. So you might just want to link it, I don't know, to your Instagram or your Facebook, or you might not want to link it at all. But I just do. If you want to change the order of any of your photos, you go tap on pages and you can shift them around. Put it there. These are Cheeks' paws, by the way. I might put them next to my hand. So you can sort anything out like that. And then if you wanted to change a layout, you could. If I want to add text, I often use this one, and you tap on it and you can write anything you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the layout that I wanted. So when you think you've got it all together, you can have a little look at it like that. And literally, I think the stuff that takes time on Stella is the text. And so I'm all for saving time and making things simple. So I prefer to just make a very basic weekly story. And then you can have a look at how it's going to look when you press preview. And it's like a flip book. There, so that sort of looks okay. Kind of always go back. You can always go back and change something, change the order of something like that. And then when you're happy, you press done or save. So then it will save in your drafts. When you're ready to publish it, you go back into it, go back into edit story, back into preview, and then publish. So when you're ready to publish, which I am now, publish, and it goes to uploading. This takes a little while. It takes longer if you have lots of video, and the more photos you have, it takes longer to upload. But I think I've got, what, 21 pages or something, so this is just an average one. So story published, and then it gives you the option to share on Twitter, and I'll do that later actually. What I might do is share it on Pinterest because it will save the front page. And so I've got Stella stories. There you go. And then you go back to Stella and then press done. And there it is. It's within your stories, and then it's on the new bit of where to have an explore of various other stories. But more importantly, you've got it saved there, and you can go in and look through it. I hope this has been helpful, and it'd be great to see some of your Stella stories.